YouTube, this is Srija. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back with my January wrap-up. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about all the books that I managed to read in the month of January. And I did manage to read 8 books, which is not a very bad number, considering that I went out a lot, I had a lot of parties. So without further ado, let's get in the video. Now, coming to the first book, I read R.J. Palacios' Wonder. Now, I did start reading this in the month of December, but due to a lot of engagements, I could not even make it halfway through. So I decided that on the 1st of January, I'm going to pick this one up and I'm going to finish it. And that's what exactly I did. Now, this book, my mother recalls it as the one that made me cry like a baby, because this was an emotional roller coaster. So for all of you who do not know, this book follows the story of August, who was born with a face deformity since birth, and he has been homeschooled because of that for most of his life. Now, when he is progressing to the 5th grade, does his parents think that it's in his best interest to send him off to an actual school with actual students. Now, that follows the story of August, who learns to adapt to the real world. And it also features separate entries of other characters whose lives orbit around August. And there are certain tragic elements and episodes that paralleled with my own life that made me so emotional. So the only thing I can say is that I did a wonderful job picking up this book. Okay, the second book that I read is Sidney Sheldon, Tell Me Your Dreams. Now, this book along with Wonder were Christmas gifts from my boyfriend, and I thought that leaving a Sidney Sheldon book on my shelf unread is a sin, and that's why I picked it up so soon. Now, this book follows a story of 3 beautiful women who were charged with murder, and the evidences are pretty strong. Now, this book, although is a work of fiction, it is based on actual facts, and that's why I guess this book was so riveting and captivating, because you feel like you are so into it because the research was so well done. This book was read by me and reread by my mom, and we both affirmed the belief that it was a tad bit disturbing because the writing is so good. So I think this is no doubt one of Sidney Sheldon's finest works. The third book that I read is One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. Now, this book follows the story of 5 students who land into detention, however, only 4 come out alive. Then it progresses to tell each of the students' tale, and it's all about your high school drama, deception, betrayal, etc. That's why it only keeps getting more and more interesting. At no point did I feel bored or like I did not feel like reading it. No, every single entry was only more and more interesting, only kept going more and more captivating. That was the best part about this book, and the ending was not expected. That is for sure. Okay, the 4th book that I read is The Innocent Wife by Amy Lloyd. Now, this book follows the story of Samantha, who has fallen in love with a death row inmate in Florida, and there's a high chance she believes that the man she has fallen in love with is highly innocent because of the lack of evidence against him. However, there are still people out there who believe that he did commit those horrendous crimes that he has been accused for. Fast forward to the present, she is married to this guy, and that's when the real story unfolds. Of course, I would say one thing, this book was a tad bit slow for me. There were times when I felt like it was unnecessarily stretched. However, I felt this book was a true psychological thriller because it had the correct amount of power-driven play, it had the correct amount of psychological manipulation, and that marks a true psychological thriller. I think it would be great if people could turn this into a Netflix movie or something. The 5th book that I read is Yours Truly by Kirsty Greenwood. Now, this follows the story of Natalie, who is engaged to the love of her life, Ollie. But she does have a secret, and that is she is a pathological white liar. She does not say outright lies which will harm anyone, but she does say quite a lot of white lies to maintain the peace and serenity in her life. Now, fast forward to the present day. Now, Brian, as a hypnotist, seems to hypnotize her, and the next day she is unable to lie at all. And that's when the truth comes spiraling down, and that's when a whole new story begins. Now, the reason I did pick it up is because someone said it's kookier than Kinsella, but just as comical, and I did want to read something like a Sophie Kinsella book. And I think I did a wonderful job picking up this book because it was hella entertaining. It's a typical rom-com you would root for. And I, who does not read a lot of rom-coms, I think I am very happy with this purchase. The next two books that I'm going to talk about were actually, the whole series was a gift to me from my boyfriend for the Christmas, and they are Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now, I know these two books need no introduction. There's so many summaries, so many people talking and raving about this book, but I still need to share my thoughts. I have already read Chamber of Secrets and Half-Blood Prince before, but I don't think I got the same feeling like I did this time. Maybe it was because it's a gift, or maybe it's because I started in an order. Whatever be it, I fell in love. I felt so happy, so ethereal, everything, like all the good emotions I felt in one single minute. And then again another minute because I was continuously reading this. So I have managed to read the last two books this month and I cannot be any happier. I am aiming to read and finish the whole series because who knows what's tomorrow. But I'm so happy and thank you so much. And coming down to the last book, I managed to read Cecilia Ahern, and this book is a collection of two short stories, Girl in the Mirror and The Memory Maker. Now, Cecilia Ahern is the famous author of the famous book P.S. I Love You. So, of course, this is my first book and I am so impressed. I think I'm still, now when I go to the bookstore, I look forward to going through Cecilia Ahern's books because I am so impressed with this one. So the first story, Girl in the Mirror, follows the story of Lila, who is about to get married, but she shares a secret with her grandmother, that is, she is not allowed to look into any mirror ever since she was a child. Now, then follows the spooky tale, and yes, it's a spooky tale, and yes, it's written by Cecilia Ahern, and I am so happy with the book. The second story is The Memory Maker, and it is about a man who has devised a memory maker where you can create new memories or you can recreate old forgotten memories. And I think both these stories were extremely powerful, but my favorite would be The Memory Maker because it was very riveting. And the cover is so pretty, I had to say this. But in all, I am so happy I got this. I did get this from Kitabi Lovers, Load the Box. And if you haven't watched that video, the link is in the description. Do watch it. I managed to get 40 books. Now, those were all the books that I read in the month of January. Now I'm going to talk about the book that I am currently reading. It's another book that you have heard of too many times, and it is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I have read Prisoner of Azkaban and I am so thrilled to be halfway through Goblet of Fire. And I can't wait to share my February wrap up with you guys. And it will consist of a lot of Harry Potters, so beware. And that's a wrap. Those were all the books that I managed to read in the month of January. And beware, there'll be more Harry Potter books in the month of February. Now, if you did like this video, do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. And with that, stay happy, stay blessed. Bye.